Hubba. I just like saying hubba. It's a word of entry. A word of power we must command most gently. Alrighty tidy. Let's put on some music. Actually, we already got some music playing. How about that? Let's pick something from the SG list and call it a day. I want something chill, my man. Can I work with this? I can work with this. A little quieter. Latin Funk Max. So, it's been a week. We all know that doesn't actually help. If I'm mad at something, I will be mad at that again. It cannot be avoided. Me being a big ol' angry baby is completely disconnected from the actual... What the hell? What the hell? The McElroy brothers actually map perfectly onto the mystical triple goddess, representing the archetypes as the mother, the maiden, and the incredibly annoying guy who sucks. Oh no, that's just mean. My son loved the American anime Adventure Time since he was little, and often watched recorded episodes since India. For some reason, he suddenly started watching it with the audio in English. When I scrimmed it to Japanese, he screeched "eek" and changed it back to English. He often memorizes and repeats the anime's line. So I really wanted to watch it in Japanese, and our tug of war continues. Gosh dang American anime. Ah! Through Snoots and Gators alone, I am the real Snooter. Imaginary technique, community membership since pre-2021. That's what we call clout in the business. That's some serious clout. I don't know if having the yeah, God, the background's not adjusted for yet. Is this the right background? This is the right background. I'm just gonna go. Is that the right one? Yeah, it is. Hold up. Yeah, I'm using this one. We're not taking the chat with us on today's journey. Sorry, chat. It just doesn't. I don't have a good space to put you. You're just gonna get in the way 90% of the time. Everyone's gonna be annoyed who's trying to read along. I mean, they could just open the goddamn webpage. Could do that. Ugh. What the hell am I looking at? Alright, enough of that. I'm having fun, but we're here for the writing, for the good stuff. And for Senator flaunting his incredible prestige. What a man. I am full of soup. I'm not that full of soup. I didn't like the soup very much. The bits in the soup were too big. I like when the bits in the soup are big. I want something I can slurp, not something I have to chew. If I want to chew something, I'll get a salad. Remember the time on King of the Hill where Bobby's heart was broken by a vegetarian and then, while looking into her eye, demolished a 72-ounce steak in front of her? Listen, we all do stupid things when we're young, and burning a bridge so dramatically surely is one of them. Might as well, really. You know, learn to forget stuff later. So let's just get on with it. Let's not spend 20 years on the Safi's an idiot hour. I took a deep breath. Wait. I took a deep breath of the early morning air as I stepped out of the taxi. There was something about it being out and about this early that felt weirdly energizing. I turned back to the taxi and reached inside to grab my bag. Before handling the driver's payment with a tip. The tip is, maybe you shouldn't be a taxi driver and get a real job. Thanks, Inko. Thanks, kid. The yellow-scaled raptor with red hair. Jesus, like, if you're gonna fucking put a cameo in, at least make it not sound so damn clumsy. His nasally voice complemented the overall weirdly questionable vibes he gave off. Inko, you would be terrified of this man. You'd be like, oh no! He's not a normal adult! Oh! Thanks for the lift. I'll give you a call when this thing is over for pickup.
I just hang around unless I get a call. No point in wasting gas, right?
I shrugged. I couldn't really disagree. Inko has no idea how taxis operate, how they make their money.
So you competing yet?
Nope, I'm actually working today, I said with a smile.
Oh yeah? You look a little young to be faculty. No offense, he said with a cackle.
To be fair, they built this driver like he's the equivalent of the Yakuza 5 taxi minigame. No, I'm actually working as photographer for Volcano High. We introduced this last fucking chapter and we're just jumping in here. Not gonna let that plot point simmer, just like, no, we need to facilitate the next chapter. I got to say it. Being able to say it that I was here in official capacity to someone felt like electricity was running through my brain. I'm a business boy. I'm the one who businesses.
Well, nice, kid. Good luck. You know where to find me.
With that, I closed the door and he opened up a novel to amuse himself. Ho ho ho! Reading, are we? I am what they say. Hip with the kids. I don't exactly read. Reading is for old people. I watch essays online about Frankenstein. I made my way across the parking lot and to the grounds proper. Thank fucking God he made his way there properly. I'd be done if he didn't get there properly. Unbelievable. Glad we described the fucking shit that's obvious. Good job. We needed those words so much. The story wouldn't work without it. I was supposed to find a Frank, who was the main photographer that would give me my direction. Just one. There's only one direction. That's go home, kid. You're too young for this. He didn't give me any specific instruction where to meet up, unfortunately, so I was left wandering around, looking anywhere and everywhere. All I had was a rough description to work off of, a light brown... Why can't anyone be a fucking human in these? A light brown Carnotaurus with a camera, which, I mean, wasn't a common type of dino, so I should be able to work with that, but still, I'm not racist. I don't see colors.
Inko, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm brown, and he's yellow. What are you talking about, my little boy?
He slaps him on the back. Honestly, considering how dinos function, wouldn't not seeing color be like the meanest thing you could say? It's like, oh, look, I'm all these beautiful colors, and you're like, nah, you're just gray to me. How do you end up with fucking Technicolor scales like that? It ended up being a good thing I turned up early at the start of the evening because it took me a solid 20 minutes of meandering. Jesus Christ, you're a loser. Around before I finally found my mark. He's not your mark, you're finding your boss. In my defense, he managed to somehow blend into the crowd in a way that I couldn't. He blends into a crowd. Oh my, a light brown Carnotaurus. My God, you could never find this man. Impossible. He brought a book to read, the cover of a cool armor dude with a giant sword with the title Berserk. Sounds interesting. I should... No! Your pure heart is not strong enough. I refuse to perceive this aspect. Guy must have been way more comfortable in large crowds than I could ever hope to be. Inko, you're an extrovert. Shut the hell up. The only reason you were uncomfortable at the start of One Gator is because you were pretty much just attacked immediately. You're fine in normal crowds as far as I can tell. The Carnotaurus ended up being slightly shorter than me. Wow, holy shit, it's someone shorter than Inko? Goddamn. But a surprisingly broad build otherwise. Tan skills and slicked back short dark hair complemented the brown leather jacket, sunglasses, and camera. And it's like, we don't need this much detail for a character that's going to show up for one fucking chapter. You know it's him. He's going to show up for one fucking chapter and no more. The guy... Why don't we just bring Iadakon into this? Why can't we just have Yatacon show up for this? I don't know. It feels like a perfectly good overlap. Just cute. The guy screamed freelance photography at me. Even though I know nothing about photography and expected my school to do all the heavy lifting for me to learn this fucking subject, I just know what they look like. Inko Ginito, who picked up photography because he's fucking lame. Not because he cares about it. Wait, pal, you're finally here. He said, waving... Oh, wait. Well, hey, pal, you're finally here. He said, waving his stumpy... Can we just not do this? Listen, it was okay when Mo did it, because Mo was like one character, and it's so... Hold up, I'm gonna... There's a reason why I'm not okay with wings. There's a reason I'm not okay with a lot of shit that happens in these fucking things, right? And there's one fucking problem!
It just raises too many questions.
Don't have weird morphologies and physiologies. Like, the thing with Mo is that it's cute. It's like, oh, I guess he's like that. You know, he could kind of be, it's like, just disability. Don't make it a thing! Don't! Now I ask too many questions about your setting. You get one. You get to do it once, right? Once! And after that, you start have to answering the ergonomics here. Is Frank West? Could it? God damn it! Why isn't he just a fucking human then? Just make him a human. Just make it Frank West. Why does he have to be a fucking dino? Why are these people so fucking furry? Goddamn. I don't know what Frank West sounds like. Shit. God damn. Senator, you're like the man with a plan. You got a good like voice clip I could use to figure out what I'm supposed to make this guy sound like? It's obviously Frank. But that's no fun. Fuck you! Come on! It's already weird enough how few humans there are. Come on, it's a reference. Just oh, like I get it, but on the I'm gonna look up Frank West to see if anything comes up. No, it's how can it be fucking people doing little playthroughs? Lines, just some fucking voice lines. Oh, here we go, all voice lines. Get out of the way, video game. I need to hear this man. Does he say anything?
Right. Good. Perfect. Fantastic. Hello? Anyone?
You know, I think I got it. You could probably just look up. Just give it another listen, you know.
Hey!
I love how when you really dig down into it, right? If you want to be a video game voice actor, you need to do so many grunts. Especially if you're in a game with violence.
Yeah. Whoa. Oh, damn. All right. Good. Perfect. Fantastic. Hello? Anyone there?
It's like I'm listening to... We just heard a man get pegged! Yeah, exactly. I don't have no idea what he sounds like. That's not good enough. We'll just fucking... we'll just go for a little slick. Let's go for a little slick around the gills. God, he's called Frank. Fuck! Hey, pal, you're finally here. He said, waving his stumpy arms. Waving his stumpy arms! Sorry, sir, it took longer to find you than I expected, I said, rubbing the back of my neck.
It's Frank, pal. Remember it.
He said, pointing one of his clawed fingers at me. Ah, my heart! Kalina! Kalina! Oh, right. Sorry, Mr. Uncle Frank, sir. Sorry.
The Spears said you're gonna be my apprentice on this one or whatever.
Used to doing things solo, but hey, if it's part of the job, it's part of the job. First thing we need to do is get the equipment hauled from my van, he said. God, I can't figure this out. He covered wars, you know! Hello, anyone there? Passes kitty stuff. The comedic timing on this man is incredible. Fuck. Okay, let's put the music back on. I nodded along, and we moved back through the crowd to his van in the parking lot. Is there a reason we couldn't just fucking find this guy at his car straight away? Is there any fucking reason to have Inko look like a giant fucking loser getting lost for 20 minutes? You could have done that in a parking lot. It would have been funnier. How do you get lost in a parking lot for 20 minutes? Fantastic. God. I think if someone screams that and they get so, God, don't you get like sexy points in that too? Imagine you're fighting for your life against zombies, and this guy's like, fantastic. That is the game, though. That is the game. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't expecting a windowless white van that looked like he was about to kidnap me and harvest my organs. But it was actually well maintained, even had a fancy logo work on the side of it. You can probably take a look at Dead Rising 1 cutscenes. I hear Frank actually talk. Well, that'd be nice. Well, God. Dead Rising 1 cutscenes. Give me some fucking cutscenes. All cutscenes. This better not be a fucking 2 hours of cutscene, man. Like, people don't talk about this shit, but, like, video games have so much fucking voice work in them. Like, in a movie, it's like, okay, you got, like, what, 90 minutes? And that's assuming you're a character that talks the whole way through. But in a video game, it's like, buddy, you got 90 minutes? Be glad if the player sees 10. Get out of here, Mr. Okay. Oh, no, it's Suitcase. Wait a minute. Is he related to Adam Weast? Oh man, look at this fuck.
Get us back down to that rooftop.
God.
No, I'm gonna get my butt chewed out for this one.
Man, I like this helicopter. Such a...
We're going down.
The military arrives because Frank West jumped off. Why is he like that? What a great way to start a game. What an asshole. Huh? Oh my god, it's the fucking... I don't know what it is, but that footstep sound, I just associate it with Japanese games.
Yeah.
My brain's in me like, yes, I'm watching Yakuza.
Came alone.
Yeah, I'm freelance.
This motherfucker Lance, and the first guy he meets is a spicy man.
Go on the battlefield alone, no crew. So, what's going on around here anyway?
God, I love this.
You came by helicopter, didn't you?
Why did this guy immediately run into Luis? Fucking Los Plagas guy over here.
What did you see from the sky?
Well,
Oh my god, he's got a fucking decorated belt. Oh, of course he does.
if it were just a riot, I doubt the military would quarantine the entire area.
I think I'm gonna get a feel for his voice, but...
The moratorium on information getting out is a little extreme, in my opinion. There's, something else I can't put my finger on. Doesn't sound like civil disobedience. It's too quiet.
Holy shit, this guy's so fucking jacked. Or is it just the puffy sleeves?
Almost as if everyone's already dead.
Yeah. So why don't you just tell me already? What's going on?
I don't know if I can do this voice. Not one I've ever
I
practiced.
think you'd better see for yourself.
I haven't tried.
This, my friend,
Because he's got that very distinct... I don't know. I think it's the... Is it vocal fry? Probably not, but he has that hanging up in near the nostrils.
is hell.
This is how they start their game. Goddamn, they're laying it on nice and thick. Motherfucker, your bread is buttered before you've even decided what you're putting on that thing. Look how Frank is so chunky. This game is great. I've seen one cutscene and I'm like, fuck yeah. I'm on board. This man is, it's just crap. Oh no, it's a lady getting very slowly into a car. Because we don't have the budget to make this look snappy. Animation principles, what are those?
What in the world?
You know, I don't know what it is, but why do I feel like I've seen Frank, but like one of his newer incarnations, because he does not look how I vaguely remember him looking like, which is the weird part of this. Can you imagine watching this later being like, Safi, why is half this fucking recording you talking about Dead Rising? And the answer is because apparently we're doing a Frank West reference. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. This reminds me of or is that just what American malls look like? This reminds me, to an extent. To an extent. This really reminds me, something about this gives me, I think it's just what American malls look like. Hard reset. Man, look at these fucking Americans. God damn it. You know, I think I'm done. God damn. Frank later on becomes the WWE wrestling and unlocks wrestling moves in the game. Just skip to the part where he's in the mall. Goddamn. What is this fucking game? And why am I so into it? Oh no.
They're all that's out there. He's in here. Look around the mall. Come on.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? I can't do that. I think he's too low for me. Ugh, whatever. Anyway, we're bothering the people who are watching stuff. Just play the I covered wars, you know, line. Fuck it. We'll look up that one. I can find it. Oh my god. I like how apparently it's on the Dead Rising fucking fandom wiki. Goddamn. That's how you know it's a good line. That's how you know it's a good fucking line. Here's a compilation of all the time Frank says his signature line.
Come on. I'm the reason you just got hurt. Let me help.
No, I can't let a civilian do that. That's against regulations.
Yeah, well, I don't think they had zombie-infested malls in mind when they wrote those regulations, kid.
You know how to use this?
Kinda. I've covered wars, you know.
Careful. It looks like he's gone off the deep end.
I've covered wars, you know.
That's so dumb.
Hey, I've covered wars, you know.
Why is Frank West a ghost?
So you can handle yourself.
Yeah, I covered some wars.
Really? Which ones?
Listen.
Oh, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. That's basically like 10 minutes on the shit. Goddamn. Thanks. Fucking. I mean, admittedly, that is what Snook Game is. Snook Game is a lot of just like pointing at things. I don't think that Wani went the right way by you know having the callback character and leaving it at that. Goddamn. Isn't it telling that in ending one where Inko is still very much thinking like, oh man, vapid personalities and parasocial relationships are going mutual, but it goes poorly, but he learns nothing. Goddamn. What's going on? Complete with Frank's face as the masterpiece. I guess it's a noteworthy marketing style. You certainly couldn't mistake the service for being anyone else, as I took the equipment crates and piled them on the ground. They were passed to me by Frank. Why are you saying it like this? Why aren't you saying Frank passes me the crates and I put them on the ground? Why are we doing reverse order of operations? I thought about that sort of marketing approach for myself. Inko, you have literally no fucking face. You cannot market your face. The notion of incognito freelance photography wasn't the most inspiring name, but it wasn't bad either. The problem was the idea of turning my face to a logo. My features were rather nondescript. And it wasn't for my sunglasses, I bet. Then you do what Olivia did, and you just go for a nice silhouette. Just don't overcomplicate your life, man. I've covered Inko be like I've covered abusive relationships, you know. I've covered abusive relationships, you know. I think this will work. Because it's got a bit of that kitty, that a bit more teen-like spunk to it, you know? Like he's not taking the situation seriously. He's a little fast, a little loose. So, using that for a logo for my hypothetical business felt like a non-starter. Which wasn't ruinous, of course. I'd hoped to get something a little bit more art-related rather than pure practical photography for sporting. Oh my god, Inko. Isn't the whole point of Wani that you don't have your life figured out? There wasn't anything wrong with that kind of work, and no doubt it could be good, stable source of income, but I'd rather want to flex my artistic muscles. Which my shut of button finger. Hey, that worked for Frank on the marketing strat. Hey, what worked for Frank on the marketing strat didn't have to work for me, no big deal. Yo, pal. Hey, boy. I covered wars, you know. Yo, pal. You spacing out? We got work to do. Frank yelled, grabbing my attention. I grabbed the handle of a cage, and oh god, were these packed with lead? So you have interest in photography, but you're not aware of what... Oh, Jesus Christ, stop. Just make him an idiot. Oh my god. Frank was carrying only one case at a time. The guy's God brought... and the guy's bigger than I am. I took that as a definite hint that was the... Jeez, I don't... Hold up. Frank was carrying only one case at a time, and given the guy's broader build, I took that as a pretty definitive hint that was the way to go. So, fun fact, you should probably put a fucking comma there. Actually, no, that isn't a comma situation. It just reads really weird. Because, like, the problem is, right, how do you know that this is an and as in we are doing a different segment, and an and as in we're putting two things together? You know. I feel like you could very easily solve that problem by just doing being therefore or something like that. Or just make it a period. Just make it a shorter sentence. Have some confidence. Following his lead, we walked several trips. You mean you took several trips? To get all the equipment in place by the low... Jesus Christ, what are we doing here? Why are we in such detail? Just describe that it took a hell of a lot of fucking work to get this over. Man, I didn't know photography was so heavy on the back. I thought, you know, he just stand around like a fucking loser. Like, show... What does it mean to Inko? Why is Inko so surprised by this? Is it because he thought that photography would be easy? He just stand around and go click, click with his little finger instead of like, oh man, I gotta carry my equipment in and out. I gotta make sure that it's all safe and fine. I gotta make sure that it's secure so people can take it. Like, fuck! Focus on the character! If he actually cares about this enough to think about his fucking photography advertisement, give me some character. Following his lead... Okay. Who's talking here? Why don't you start... Put this somewhere in here. Don't say, all right, comma, Frank... Jesus, don't fucking put that late. I don't know who's talking at this point. Like, I get it. Frank is naturally the person to be saying, I gotta do some interviews with the staff and stuff, but... If you break up the pacing, get back to it. Also, and this is just like a thing I tend to do, right? Frank talked, then we have nobody, then we have nobody. If we go by alternating character lines, this is Inko's line, this is Frank's line, this will be Inko's line, right? That's how I like to do it, is new lines are switchers for speaking. Unless characters do interjections, which is a whole separate matter entirely. Alright, I gotta go do some interviews with the staff running the show. Go ahead and get our equipment set up. Once you're done, feel free to take your camera and start nabbing some perfect shots. Remember, we're looking for shots that have an impact. We don't want to go home with 1,000 pictures of athletes standing around. Remember, upskirts are legal as long as they don't know about it. Got it. I can... Jesus Christ. Put your head in a bucket of ice, Inko. Fuck off. Got it. I confirmed. He slipped the camera around his neck and adjusted it with his short arms, then nodded. How the fuck does Frank use a camera? How does he put his camera to his eyeball with arms that short? Then nodded and set off into the crowd again. I popped open the case and began to set up tripod's camera, an entire set of lenses and more. It was good that I was already familiar with most of this equipment. Otherwise, leaving to my own devices would be pretty bad for the job. I pulled out the instructions Frank had printed and placed each one of the cases with the intended setup and went to work. How the fuck are these not getting stolen? You look like a loser, Inko. Like, in Wani Gator, the town is implied to be a nicer place, but in Snoot Game, it's implied to be kind of slummy at times, so I could totally see someone just stealing these really expensive cameras. Also, a wedding's a whole different situation. Before the reboot, Frank went to wars. He went to Iraq, Afghanistan, every major... His characters before the reboot was actually really good. They got rid of that? That kind of ruins the joke if you get rid of it. Damn, the only one I'm gonna get a perfect post for it. The things I do for art! Alright, all you have to do is stand here. Is to fall over and pretend you're dying. I finished getting the different cameras set up pretty quickly, finding some of them with more powerful lens and some with wide angles. Frank apparently wanted to be able to capture the whole event and specific moments as efficiently as possible. How the fuck is this one guy? As efficiently as possible with just switching between the pre-configured cameras. Is this man going to be sitting there with like a fucking master control board with 15 different screens? Actually, nowadays you can just multi-screen it on one tablet, I guess. Once everything was set up in place and triple-checked, it was set up as best as I could figure, I stepped back and admired the spread. Given Frank's limitations with his arms, the multi-configuration setup, while expensive, let him quickly switch modes without awkwardly fumbling for different lenses, and like, you still can't actually look through the lenses all that well, right? Like, half the reason you want to put your eye up to the lens and look through it and then adjust things is it gives you huge amounts of control. So this kind of implies that Frank's a little cheap shot. But, like, the whole point of the games is that Frank is, like, this really... Fuck it. I'm getting the good shots, you know? I'll get in the zombie apocalypse myself for this. Say what you want. Frank put in the effort. Man did not slouch on those PPs. It was likely quite an effective approach to the problem faced at a job like... Jesus Christ, what an awkward sentence. It was an effective approach to the problems faced on jobs like these. I felt a flare of respect. Oh, man. Ooh, man, I'm having my... What do you call it in English? Memopause, right? You call it memopause? Also known as the climactic. Inko, please be careful with your memopause there, buddy. Man, it's like, oh man, I'm flaring up here. Woo! I can't believe Inko's having a man crush on Frank of all people. Old Frank will do anything to get the truth to the public. Old Frank was a... We stand on Frank in this house. Without awkwardly fumbling for different... Dude, everyone fumbles with different lenses. It's... Like, yes, they click on and off, but his arms are not the problem here. It was likely a quite effective... Okay. I felt a flare of respect for the guy. Then I remembered I'm on my memo pause at age 18 and I'm a man. Kinda weird, but that's how it goes when you are bald. He was a bit lackadaisical about providing information to me, but the guy undeniably had figured out a system that worked for him. One that let him freelance solo. He's Han Solo. He's Han Solo. Solo. I made some mental notes on that epiphany! Wait. God. Brain blast. Even if Frank's particular approach wasn't likely what I needed or wanted or my future photography, I could take some inspiration in his self-sufficiency. Assuming I had a future in photography, or anyway, Jesus Christ, it's so weird. Just say, assuming I had a future anyway. I know that's a bit more general. But be like, assuming my future was in photography. Why is that anyways there? Like, this assuming it... Finishing my moment of reflection. Jesus Christ, he makes... One epiphany, and this man needs 3 paragraphs to digest it. Finishing my moment of reflection after taking mental notes on the epiphany. After flaring respect. Jesus. Just fucking jerk off already, Inko. You're clearly busting a nut over this guy. I grabbed one of the DSLRs and set the lens and walked through the steps. Didn't you already follow the steps? More steps. There's more steps. We need to get into real fucking detail on Frank's camera setup. You know, the guy who in the fucking game just walks around with a camera in his hands? No, he's got a setup now. What are you doing? I didn't want to fiddle with the camera. Just make him a human! I didn't want to fiddle with the camera's configuration if I didn't have to, and I'm sure Frank had it set up just how he... Oh, Jesus Christ, Inko, please stop. Stop talking, Inko. Can we get someone else's POV? I'm getting a little nauseous. And I was just here to assist him in the work. And yep, everything checked out. It's time to go to work. Unlike last time, I was here in an official capacity, so I stepped onto the field to look for some good shots. I was immediately told to leave because I'm a fucking teenager. I was distracted immediately. My phone buzzed in my pocket. I fished it out to see I got a message from Fang. Hey, Dwayne, you work yourself to death. Fang would not type U. She would type a U. Just a U, the letter U. I chuckle. You know, good old Titus. Good old titty man. I couldn't help but smile. You're already chuckling and you're smiling? My man don't work. Jesus Christ, his face must be so tired. He's chuckling and smiling. I've never seen that before. I can't do both at once. Too much. They're not the same emotion at all. Hey, Fang. Hey, Inko uses commas. There's a comma there. He would use it. He's a fucking nerd. Basically just... Actually, is he... I don't know how he types in Money. I didn't pay that much attention. Finish setting up all the equipment. I know how that feels. Getting things set up for practice sucks. Holy shit. Oozdax can smile while he chuckles. You know, whenever I smile, whenever I chuckle, right, whenever I laugh, I start crying and I frown and my face contracts because I can't be smiling when I'm happy. I have to laugh then smile. I can't do both at once. They are incompatible facial expressions. That's why people cry when they laugh because they can't smile when they laugh. I paused to consider that for... She says, fuck off! I hate that sentence. It makes me vomit. You pause to consider that. Or you consider that for a moment. You don't need both. I guess they would understand the pain of having to set up a bunch of equipment just to get to the fun part. Well, yeah. That's literally what Fang just said. Why are you repeating this, you dumb fuck? If anything, like, if the point is that Inko's reflecting on the fact that, oh, well, Fang has a similar experience to photographers, why aren't you reflecting on that instead of going like, oh, man, you just said this, and I'm going to repeat this for the audience? If anything, setup with a band is probably more consistently a pain than what I need to do for taking a shot. Because you just walk around with a fucking camera around your neck, Inko. You don't do setup. Frank does, but you don't. Oh my god. It's like this man is at once trying to be extremely, like, considerate and also not. He is exactly Inko in the sense that he is oblivious, yet somehow extremely acutely present in the scene. Obviously, an event like this was a big deal. My god, it's a sport event. The world will end if I don't get this right. So Frank had more equipment. Jesus Christ. Why does Frank have, like, an entire news station worth of cameras with him? But when I'm normally out here trying to get the good artistic piece, usually all I need with me is my camera. So are we going to talk about Frank's disability and how that affects his role? So let me just pause the thing here. Let's make this the last bit of the thing. So let's think about this, right? Frank is a man who does not have the arms needed to operate a camera effectively. His hands are shorter. His arms are shorter. It's likely his hands are smaller as well. So, like, Frank is like asking someone who's walking on, like, prosthetic legs to be a delivery man, right? Not in a car, but, like, by foot. Or do, like, stuff in your store where he has to walk around, like, you know, like, filling shelves. I want you to think about that. If you hire Frank, and he shows up, and he has those tiny fucking arms, and he has to do all this setup to get any pictures, would you be annoyed? Would you be like, Frank, I know that you're trying, and you're probably good at this, but, like, I want someone who actually has fucking arms for this. Like, you know, I want someone who isn't struggling against his biology. Because, like, with Olivia, she can sit in her chair and still paint, right? And even Mo had those grabbers. And Mo has charisma, right? Mo has probably people that help him. He probably has people that help him because he gets out of the kitchen way too much for that restaurant to be operating as it is. But if you keep that in mind, right, there's obviously other cooks at Mo's restaurant. Otherwise, that place ain't working. It's also implied to be franchised. So there's obviously people that are being taught how to do this. Was it franchised? I always got the impression it was franchised. Since Dino Mo's Domino's and stuff, maybe that's just me. Within that mindset, right? Also, some people like to write that Mo has sold the store at some point. But in that context, right, the whole grabber thing is cute. It kind of shows that Mo is conscious of the fact that he has a limitation. But here's the thing. If you're just making a pizza, short arms and stuff are not that big of a deal. Because when you're down there, you're fine. The problem with the tiny arms here is that it limits the ability to use the camera as intended, in that his head is up there and his arms are down here. It also limits his ability to turn around, take certain kind of shots. There's some limitations involved with it. And there are problems. Again, Mo is like, he owns his business, right? Nobody's going to walk into Mo's kitchen and tell him that to fuck off. Compared to a photographer who you hire specifically for a job. It's like, I'm going to hire someone else, right? I can only go to Dino Mo's for Dino Mo pizza. But if I want a photo taken, I can hire anyone else. Yatakon has arms, the normal length, the normal size, with normal fingers. Surely, we can have a discussion about this disability this man has, and how that impacts his working position. Like, wouldn't that be fun? It would show a fun, empathic side of Inko, and Frank can be like, it doesn't matter, right? I'm a professional. The people that hire me are professional. Inko, you look at my disability, right? And you were raised on Tumblr. You're like, every disability has to mean something. It's like, it doesn't matter, Inko. When you're in the professional world, and you have a reputation, and you work at it, people don't fucking care. Go with that. Come on. Fucking give me something. Have some fucking character development. Be like, Inko, you're a fucking Tumblrite. Get that shit out of your head. People don't care. If you really work at it, you know? Don't be a big fucking everyone gets a pity party. I make a mental note to try and help with the setup of drama. Jesus Christ. What a weird structure. You know, if they ask me to, I think I'll help. So, wearing some kind of lame official uniform, or are you still sticking with that gaudy jacket? Hey, my jacket is cool. Jacket Aroma said it's great. Why the fuck did they call it Jacket Aroma? It's so gross. There's actually a rookie photographer in Dead Rising 1. He actually tries to help him. Until the guys become God, he becomes one of the boss fights. Of course he does. Sizzle Fritz. Isn't it the sociopaths that are bad? I always forget, like, which one is the ones that are, like, manipulative and which ones you just impulse control. Psychopath, I think, is the one where you're manipulative, and sociopath's the one where your brain goes a little kooky. I could imagine Fang cackling at that response. Why can't Fang just respond? Why can't Fang just be like, oh, you dweeb? Or to Lee like, oh, shut up, you're such a loser. Like, anything. Why do we have to imagine Fang doing something? Why is Inko such a nerd? What about you? Not hanging out with Trish or Reed? No, Trish is busy taking a spa day. Ugh. Reed's a beautification. What the fuck did he do? How does Reed get caught? Oh yeah, he got caught for the... I forgot! He got caught because of the whole... Yeah. The drugs thing, right? I think something happened? Because he carried him out of school or something? I don't know. But I remember something happened. I frowned at that last bit, right? Talked to Spears, trying... Oh yeah, that's it. I got slapped with a punishment. I'd be there right now if I wasn't working this job. I'd have to shoot him a message later and try to actually cheer him up. Sociopaths are the emotional jumble. Psychopaths are the dangerous ones. There you go. See? But like, the way they act in the game is they just go fucking nuts. I think. Whatever, man. Who cares? Maybe that is the point. Is that they lose their empathy and they're like, "Yeah, I'm gonna fucking here's a lawnmower I taped to a broom." Sorry, I'm just kind of jamming and jiving here. You would go nuts if the zombie apocalypse happened. It kind of depends. I thought the point of Dead Rising is that it was like a mall. Just like there's a couple of zombies over here, just a little bit. Just a little bit as a treat. Ugh. Ugh, God. So there's something else. Oh. At least Boy Wife is honest. Whoopee zombie. I'd have to shoot him a message later to cheer him up. Actually, if Reed's not there, did they bother him with that? Did they bother with the dumb mascot? I lifted my head to look. It was a good question. What a great question, Fang. I'd only ever been aware of Reed in the suit, but they'd probably find someone to take up the slack with him out of the picture, right? Sure enough, I was able to pretty quickly find King Rex, who was doing very little other than leaning up against the divider fence with a beer can in hand. Ah. I snapped a quick picture with my phone, then my curiosity got the better of me, so I walked up and greeted him. Oh no, it's Mr. Koldewski?
Oh, it's you, kid. What do you freaking want?
Mr. Koldewski?
Oh, was you was expecting some sort of freaking talking milkshake?
Goddamn. No. I wasn't expecting you to do the whole mascot thing. Oh no, Mr. Koldewski is a superset of sorry recording people.
Well, the other guy got himself busted, so Spears isn't going to be all freaking responsible cover for it this time. Hope no one expects me to dance. Wanna dance?
He grumbled in his usual brusque voice. My brain started to imagine the teacher dancing before it immediately short circuit. Listen, Inko, you were raised on Fortnite. You can't imagine this man doing the Colton. Yeah, me too. Don't you got something better to do? Get the fuck out of here. I don't get paid. I get paid by the line, kid. And you don't have enough money for me to be in this fanfic. He said, "Well, dismiss the wave of the beer." While I couldn't help but be impressed that he managed to hold and drink a beer while inside the inflatable costume, I took that it was good enough as a good enough excuse to get away and walk a fair distance before return. Did you really just use away within 5 words of each other? Jeez, oh, not 5. Within it's 5 words apart. But Jesus. Like, why you can't just say and walk a fair distance? You don't have to. Come on. Before returning to my chat, I uploaded the picture of the rather untoward mascot to the chat with Fang and waited for a response. Oh my god, that's so sad. Who did they even get for it? Koldewski. Oh god, I can't. One of the psychos who got censored in the remake is a Vietnam vet. He literally saw his wife and daughter get ripped apart and broke. He thinks he's back in Nam and Frank is Oh no! Hit Frank with the napalm. That'll solve all your problems. Hit him with that Agent Orange. You know, I always say I'm not a squablum. Well, I think this is going to be a situation of squablum solved. Man, I couldn't help but laugh. It was a pretty unexpected matchup, I have to admit. Seeing our mascot look so run down, usually we're having an absolute blast, is definitely a downer in a sad but funny sort of way. Well, good luck, Dweeb. Try not to fall asleep from... I think I'm too sleepy for this right now. I have to pull through. I think that given how extremely decompressed the storytelling here is, and how we're having so many details that I don't give a shit about, we're just gonna put a little extra gas on top. Issue confirmation, didn't plan out to go back to work. I've only been 20 minutes or so, but I couldn't get the feel for it. Oh no, he doesn't get photography. It's almost like photography isn't really the point. Same thing again. Frank doing interviews. He covered wars, you know. He covered wars, and now he's covering a school event. I sent a few pictures with the athlete preparing. Okay. You know, it also is like paragraphs, right? You know, because like if you split things into paragraphs, it feels way longer than if you just go one big paragraph and you just put some punches in there. I am the big EP. I don't know why. At some point, I think I just started yawning a lot, and who knows what. I think it's because the soup has settled, and my body's like, my man, we're turning on the parasympathetic system. We are having a nap. Is it the parasympathetic system? Shit, I forgot. Here we go. The parasympathetic is responsible for rest and digest, or feed and breed. And the sympathetic one is fight or flight. So, yeah, the parasympathetic is having a little dance. We are full of soup. We are full of soup. Let's have a nap. Let's all go to the lobby. I snapped a few pictures. Okay, looking around the field, saw other people operating cameras. Nothing elaborate as Fang setup. Inko doesn't have... Wait a minute. Why are we copying the wedding scene? Why are we copying the wedding scene if this is supposed to be a crossover? Like, why are we... The wedding scene wasn't about that. The wedding scene had nothing to do with photography. It was about Inko building up some fucking work ethic and learning to trust himself. It had nothing to do with photography. In that sense, at least. It wasn't literally about photography. So, I commented about this. I'm going to comment about it again. Where did I say this? Where did I make that snarky comment? Fuck. So my snarky comment was like, oh boy. No, wait. I made it in one of my videos I recently uploaded. And my brain is like 50% not even here. I would like to do a little dance. My eye, it's full of salt from a tear that dried up. So like all the salt deposits in my eyes. Is this the one? I feel like we're dealing with the classic problem of not understanding the narrative utility. I feel like we're dealing with that classic problem of not understanding the narrative utility of things and keeping them around anyways. Great, it's a crossover by someone who doesn't understand the source material. That's what it feels like. Like, the point is, a lot of scenes, right, they're not literal. They are meant to be metaphorical ways of addressing certain types of character flaws. The idea of the scene is quantitative, like, do we take lots of pictures or do we take a few good pictures? And the point is that Ben takes lots of pictures because Ben is very vapid and flat, and he wants to impress. So the obvious thing is you want to have lots of pictures, right? So that some of them are good, instead of putting your heart and soul into it, because Ben is a psychopath. He has no heart or soul. And the point is that Inko could be that kind of guy. If he just stops fucking externalizing all of his concerns and just solve his problem himself and trust himself, which is what the groom says, like, Inko, trust yourself, trust your heart. It's about that, right? It's not about photography. Photography is the character backdrop by which we explore this idea. And also the scene is just fucking well written. And I give a shit. Like, there's no personal touch here. In the original, let me backtrack you, right? In the original, in Wani, Inko goes to a wedding. Does he know the groom? No. He doesn't go on the taxi. But he does know Yatakan. And Yatakan knows the groom. And Yatakan invited him over for extra credit. And Inko was interested in exploring the idea of doing actual photography work. There's a lot of reasons for Inko to be there. It's his teacher, who he has a good relationship with. His friend Ben is there. He wants to learn about photography. He's there for like at least 3 reasons. At least 3. Right? And he has that personal element. Like, the censored parts in the remake, he calls Frank a Viet Cong, and a filthy communist, and envying Vietnam. Oh, man. Like, the thing is, goddamn, is that we don't have that here. Inko is here because he does photography, and so he is here because he does photography. Cool. Where's the human element? Where's the connective tissue? Where's the part where he gets blackmailed by fucking Iyatakon into this? Like, there's no fun setup. There's no interesting element. He's here because he's the school photographer, I guess. Who fucking cares? Photography is never why we liked Inko. It was a means by which we could explore parts we did. Iyatakon was why we cared. Iyatakon and Ben! They are why we care. The photography is just the connective glue between those characters. We don't have that. There is no photography teacher. There is no photography person. There's not even fucking spears. Why did you keep this? You're being literal. It makes me so mad. It makes me a little bapping paws like hit. I want to hit my desk, but I'm just worried that I'll actually cause some damage if I do. All right, moving on. Looking around the field, man, how exciting that we're doing photography, and it's like, yeah, great, Inko, you got a job. Wow, that's fun. You could have been with Fang, who's like interesting, or Reed, or you could have had Reed here, but no, Reed can't be here. He's having detention, so no one we care about is here. Wouldn't it be great if sober Reed was here and Reed is like, oh shit, I have to be here with Inko? God, I wish I wouldn't. Like, my job is so fun. And he doesn't, and he gets jittery because he wants to be sober around Inko. Come on! Stop shooting yourself in the foot! You do that enough without this. Anyway, I had almost nothing. Inko doesn't know what pictures are. Where are we in this event? Like, what even is going on in this event? Maybe a bit of a heart of heart with sober Reed, where he basically... Wouldn't that be great? Right? Wouldn't it be kind of fun for someone like Reed, who has this... Reed probably is like a more artistic mind. He writes the lyrics and the titles, right? He makes the songs for Worm Drama. So he's probably creative. He's smart. Wouldn't it be great if he had that heart-to-heart with Reed, like the Senator says? Because you're right. Reed is a great character to explore that with. Because he's trying to stay sober. I don't know, man. Like, fucking... Why is it just him? All I can think, right, is I wish Inko would leave the scene and talk to the characters that I fucking know instead of with this Frank. Like, it would be so much funner, more interesting if Frank knew someone, right? Like, if Frank knew Spears, and it's like, that's why he's here. That's why he got hired, despite his arms, because Spears likes him and Spears knows him. And we have that character connection. Like, oh yeah, how do these people know each other? You know, we could ask some fucking questions instead of just having a stupid reference. Reed is here. He's not. Carl Dusky is in the costume. Oh. Because Reed is having detention because the writer is fucking coward. Maybe. Oh man, the day is so goddamn boring because none of the characters are here. Oh yeah, Nasser's here, I guess, but Nasser is doing an event, so he has to be over there the whole time. So I guess we can have Naomi, and it's like, eh. Anyway, Frank's like, let me see your stuff. Boy wife says it would be better if he did a little photography and realized that it wasn't about taking the photos, it was just about the image of him being involved, but adversely never in any of the actual photos. Yeah, so, hold up. Let me put my little beans down, right? So I thought about this before. I love the idea of the reason that Inko became a photographer is that he always took the pictures because everyone is like, he's going to be out of here in 5 minutes. God, what was I thinking about? Let's see. The beans are down. The beans have entered atmosphere. But yeah, like, I always felt that, like, the reason Inko became a photographer is because every single school, they were like, Inko, can you take the pictures? Because everyone knew that Inko was going to be gone by the end of the month. So it's like, hey, we can all be in the picture, and it can be taken by someone that's not a tripod. And so Inko became the photographer. Not by choice, but by circumstance. And I really love that idea. it also means that Inko always feels disconnected. He's always taking pictures. He's never in pictures. Like Boy Wife says, Boy Wife fucking gets it, right? Boy Wife and I are on the same frequency for a brief moment. But we're not doing that, are we? Wouldn't that be great if I would love it. If that happens, I'm taking a lot back. A lot. Not everything. Because the beans are down. You can't take that back. You can't take that back. Anyway, Nasser's doing events, but Nasser's not here yet. Man, how many words did we waste here? How many words have we just wasted on, man, I sure did arrive at the school event. Man, arriving at a school event sure is a fucking ordeal and a half. How many words is this? 2,000 fucking words. 2,000 words. And nothing has happened. This could have been a small story. Nothing has happened. Other than, I guess, Inko is like, man, I don't know photography, I guess. Anyway, let's move on. To be fair, Frank could give him a pep talk. The problem is he's not personal. Like, here's the thing. The reason we care about what the groom says is the groom knows the Yatacon, and the groom hired the Yatacon. He hired his friend, who set him up with the wedding. So there's this deep connection, right? This guy knows the Yatacon, and the Yatacon knows him. So the two are connected. They have that strong bond. If he says A, then the Yatacon must say A too. There's that mental, emotional, social connection that we as the audience means that we take him more seriously, that we care about what he has to say. Frank is a reference who is relying entirely on the fact that he's a reference character that's good at his job. And that's kind of lame. Again, let's say Inko trusts Naomi and he trusts, say, I guess you could go through Reed. Like maybe Reed suggested Frank. That'd be great. Because they're like, oh, Reed knows this guy. Spears knows this guy. You know, maybe his parents do. And you can have Frank be this pseudo-dad. Because his parents know Frank and his parents hired Frank before. So he's like a pseudo-father figure. He's seen Inko before when he got taken along because they couldn't leave him at home. I don't know. Like, fucking do something with this. Make me care. You're a writer. Your job is to make me care. Oh, my God. Oh, yes, no. One momento. Are we back? Are we back? So I really do mean it. I feel like the emotional element is kind of important. Like, you can't just have a random character give someone a pep talk. Problem that Tori, the other one also suffered from is that the random fucking cowboy guy, but whatever. Let's move on. Main event's gonna start soon. Frank still wants to look because he wants to know what Inko does. 8 points. Oh my God. Listen, right? That's a cute reference. That's a cute little jab. Because you get points in the video game for taking pictures. And I know that. I think for everyone else it kind of goes over their head and it's a bit weird, but you know what I mean. Gotta work on the composition and framing though, but let me tell you, you gotta be ready to jump at the slides opportunity. I covered all kinds of things, even war. No, just give the full reference. Be like that. Come on, just have him say this. Why are you being such a coy little bitch? Stop being a bitch. Have some confidence. Give me the reference. Just blast me all over the face. And sometimes you can just, I mean, to be honest, this works really well for Frank. Like, Frank, this is Frank, right? He's fucking in there. He's arms deep in the zombies. But it would work better if we knew Frank as a human being instead of as a fucking reference character. Cameo! I could only nod. I would prefer to go with I can only nod along instead of I could only nod, because that amplifies a bit more that he's moving with the flow. As far as I can say, it was right, of course. Thank God this character who has had like 5 sentences up until this point is giving me an emotional heart-to-heart. I met him 5 sentences ago. Fantastic. Great. What a fucking character to give you this lesson, Inko, instead of anyone you know. Like, again, let me put my little hand up, my little paw down, right? This could work if Frank showed up at least once before, and we establish that he knows someone, or we give him a scene, and it's like, and we see that Frank is, like, here's the thing, right? We do this real short, right? We show up at the other event, and Frank is there. Frank is not invited. He's not there on professional terms, right? Frank is there because he likes to be there. And Frank, he has a little camera set. It's a whole setup. And Inko's like, but you're not even being paid. He's like, listen, kid. Listen, kid. I covered wars, you know. Listen, it doesn't matter. Sometimes the best shots are the ones you don't even see coming, kid. I'm here with all my setup and all this effort because I know if I put in the effort. And he then turns the camera to Inko. He took like a picture right there and then. He turns it. And he's like, look at this amazing picture. Every time you want to use the word, say fantastic. Like, he turns the camera, and it's like an amazing picture. It's like, wow, that's pretty good. And then later, when we have that, I don't know. I'm gonna vomit. Also, you could have also kind of preempted this. You could have just had, again, just create that emotional connection. Just have anyone point out that Frank exists before he shows up. That is such a problem with fanfiction writing, is that it is so ad hoc in the moment. It's just, I'm a hurl. Suppose I can understand he was right. Of course, like when I write stuff, right, I write the chapter I'm writing and I write a few chapters ahead. I know where I'm going to an extent, so I can kind of plan for things and hint at things. I can build stuff up. Usually I don't do too much that requires it. It's just the flow of things that matters more than anything. Also, I'm not very smart, and I'm learning. Don't think I apply all my own advice correctly, but like, if all you're doing is writing the chapter you're in, then you can never ever set up Frank, because you don't know Frank's there until you're there. And it's like, cool. This man shows up out of fucking nowhere. Like, even in Wani again, the driver does kind of show up out of nowhere. But at least we had the emotional connection of him knowing the guy. And we get to know him a little bit. And we get to know him a little bit before he does the thing, right? We kind of get to see him a little bit. We get to get a little bit, just a little bit. We get a little bit of setup. Like, this is his wedding. The wedding is there for emblematic of him. I don't know. I'm just saying. I stay sharp. Things will be starting soon. Juicy action shots. I hope to God this isn't a reboot, Frank. We are far enough in history that it might be a reboot, Frank. That's terrifying. Fantastic! He pulls out his little grabber arms and various hands. Now, listen, it's fine when... Now it's just weird, right? Now this feels way too much like this is a disability that has huge implications. Because when it's just like the little grabby hands that everyone knows for like picking trash, it's... Now it's just weird. Stop making it weird. Like, what have we achieved in 2,000 words? Nothing. We've given Inko a speech from someone we don't know. Would be more fun if you were with any of the fucking cast we know that you have chemistry with. I like how Fang doesn't seem to understand that he's at work. Like, that's fine for Olivia because Olivia's fucking weird, but like, shouldn't Fang know? You've done gigs. Frank is somewhat famous. Linda Indy-sized. If Inko recognizes him. Yeah! Like, holy shit, that's such an easy way to do it, is you just have him go, oh, it's Frank. I've seen some of your pictures I've seen some of your scandalous pictures of some wars fought in the Middle East or something. Like, really short, non-committal, politically speaking. Don't have to commit to anything politically. You just have to be like, man, I saw those pictures of the war. And man, so brave. You're such a brave war photographer. That's impressive. Like, I loved how you were in the middle of stuff. You weren't afraid. You were just out there. And you went up to the soldiers in the trenches with the injuries and stuff. Like, it's enough. Or like you walked up to a general and you stood up right in his face and you asked him the questions when it's just a little something, you know, so that Inko at least has that connection and can go like, man, what a cool guy, instead of going, man, this guy has a lot of fucking expensive equipment. Wow, I'm glad he has money. That's all we've got, is he has money and he's a character we know from another environment. Enough of this. He pocketed his phone once again. Jesus Christ, how has Frank not found out about this and beat you on the head for it? Come on, man. A few events. Also, I've been told that apparently, like, nowadays, certain like iPhones have good enough cameras to rival certain like proper professional setups. It's kind of fucking hilarious. Still not as great because, you know, the depth of the lenses and stuff have impact. They limit. But, you know, if you're just doing some casual for fun photography, you don't want to buy an expensive thing. Buying an expensive Apple phone makes more sense because you also get a phone out of it. I have mixed feelings about the results. I hate this. I legitimately don't like how people talk about pictures. So let me just go on a tiny side rant. I don't like how many of these fucking things don't understand photography to the point that they are just like so non-committal about it. And I get it. But if you're going to be non-committal, why are we talking about a lot of other stuff? I don't know, where were we? I was leaned up. Who leaned you up? Inko, if you are leaning up, you are not you. Again, weird specifics. They're rendering a guy out first. It fell. Apparently knocked himself out. Cool, making me worse. I like how some random guy's just injured. Could have gotten all. Oh, this is okay. Listen, remember our complaint? This is kind of neat. So Frank, Senator, knows where we're going with this. Frank is not afraid. Frank's not like, Inko, that's not gross. That's fantastic. I covered wars, you know. Inko, that's not gross. That's what we in the business like to call the money shot. Reality. Boots on the ground. That's what real life looks like. You know, that kind of stuff. Like, don't be shy of taking pictures that look a little funny. My little Pillsbury Doughboy. I know two characters that are basically Pillsbury Doughboys, and it is Inko and it is Lancer from Deltarune. That Lancer is so fucking squishy. Goddamn. He makes splort sounds. God. Hold up. I need to find that splort. Oh god, I need to find this. It's so important for me. It's this. Hold up. You need to listen to this. This splat sound effect defines my brain. Oh god, it's fucking it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. Oh, art in a tiny Pillsbury Doughboy form. Just treat me like one of your items. Oh, can you imagine if Deltarune had like voice acting? They would never fucking finish. They would never finish. End up like by fucking why. Anyway, the event was on pause because someone fucking died. Anyway, I was the guy that wouldn't want to wake up at a moment of machine blast all over the school. Of course, didn't stop Frank from snapping away at the scene. So if Spears is involved, why can't you involve him again? But like, isn't that kind of neat? Like, you could be about that. You could be like, he has a or Snoot Game Encore. Please, boy, why? Don't remind me. I legitimately think I'm going to. I think what we're gonna do when Encore comes out, right? In 2020, no, not 2020. It's gonna come out in 2030. Okay, so in 2030, Snoot, it's come out. We're gonna play through Snoot Game. We're gonna play through Encore, and I'm gonna give some real sharp criticism, even if it's not warranted, because I just want to be an asshole. Where were we? There's no music. That's for a reason, because I'm a little sassy right now. Event was on pause. Why is the taxi driver here? Why is he here? I mean, actually, it makes sense. It's a sporting event. He just probably just showed up to have the sporting event happen. Hey, kid. I thought I'd go see the sporting event. Like, I finished my novel, you know. A mild guffaw. Oh no, his cheeks at embarrassment. But I forced myself to shake it off. Then you stayed away in the car until you got a call. I got bored. We heard a big commotion once. I had a big commotion. I thought I would see a corpse. You know, I love seeing corpses, kid. I love to eat the souls when they're nice and fresh. The poor guy fell and knocked himself out. Rough deal. Aw, man. A connection problem. My brain got reset because of the disconnection. Great. Where were we? Anyway, taxi guy's like, man, that sucks. I would prefer it if he just fucking died. Surprised you're not snapping away at this kid. Ooh. Surprised you're not snapping away at this kid, he says after a moment of silence. He reaches into his pocket and pulls out a pack of cigs, lights one and takes a drag. What did he light it with? I'll never know. It was just lit when it went in his mouth. Magic. I mean, maybe. I wouldn't want that blasted all over the school or the yearbook if it were me. He nodded sagely as he leaned over the short fence. Even then. You seem pretty down. What's the deal, kid? Chop not shaking out how you thought? No. Maybe. Like, the guy I'm asked to work with keeps talking about how he covered wars and how he wants to take pictures of zombies, and at some point he started yelling at me about how he wants to take those pictures of Spider-Man. I don't even know who that is.
Ew.
I don't know, maybe. Let out a sigh, let the camera fall. Okay, we actually got some stuff going on. Let's put on something a bit introspective, like, ooh, let's go with Nightwalk. I like that one. He has that Deimos from Madness Combat for a lighter, where his entire thumb just starts burning. Fuck yeah! That's a magic trick. Let out a sigh, let the camera fall free from the strap around my neck. I lean back and run my head over my scalp. You know, there's an ancient Chinese saying. We wasted 3,000 words, and we could have just started here and it would have been better. I run my hand over my scalp. I mean, not like literally here, like you want to set up everything, be like, oh man, I've been here the whole day and I spent most of my time texting Fang. And nothing, I didn't even text anything interesting. I was just killing time. It's so boring. That like random bullshit with Fang. And they have like a little bullshit with Fang, so you're like, man, that's boring. I can't imagine how boring this must be for you. I don't know. I feel like you could have gotten to the money shot a little faster instead of having all that build up that doesn't build up to anything. Like, you're overbuilding. There's too many bricks in this wall. I'm just not really in the game, I guess. I keep feeling like I want to do something else. I'm distracted by... Because you're not a photographer sometimes. Not necessarily, at least. The guy looks at me expectantly. That's nothing. That sure doesn't sound like it's nothing. You're pretty excited on the ride over here, kid. What happened? Hey, you could even include this at the beginning, you know. Replace some of those 2,000 words with that. Doesn't have to be long, again. You only need a couple hundred words to really get the point across. Hold on, I'm bullying someone. It's important. I mean, nothing actually happened. I was excited to get this chance, and now that I'm here, I feel like I'd rather be spending time back, with a friend. A glint of recognition in the driver's eyes tells me that saying that was a mistake. Let's have a chuckle.
Alright, sure, kid, a friend. It's a girl, alright? A friend that is a girl, a girlfriend. You know, you're kissing, you're making out, you're getting married next week.
That's just a friend that happens... man, it happens to me. Also, she's not a girl. Inko! Hold up. Pause the music. Inko, he is misgendering your partner. Be assertive. I do like that he says it's complicated. But again, Inko is the kind of Pillsbury Doughboy that would be like, you're misgendering. Wait a minute. This is bullying. But like, wait a minute. This is misgendering. Oh, my little Pillsbury Doughboy. My little Labrador Retriever. You're so cute. You're such a dork. That's just a friend of mine that happens to be it's complicated. Though as I said that, my mood worsened slightly. I feel like you should just put this here. This doesn't have to be a new line. Alright, what's so complicated with... Oh my god, he did it twice. Inko, please! Restrain yourself. I watched as they lifted the fallen athlete onto a gurney and carted them off the field. The announcer indicated that there'd be a short recess before the event would be redone. Looks like we have a bit longer to talk. You might notice that I'm no longer pissed off because we're actually at a point that I give a shit about. Amazing how that works. They're really aggressive and sarcastic. When I first met them, we got off on the wrong foot pretty badly, but over the last few weeks, we've become friends. And Inko, you don't do that! You're not Anon! And they're one of the most intense people I know. When they're playing music, I see the spark of passion that goes past the exterior impression. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Hold the fuck up. Hold the fuck up. Hold up. Inko, please get a stop with the thesaurus, Inko, please. Stop with the thesaurus. Hold up. Someone is teaching me about stars on train, on, what was it again? Tank wagons, and how they rate for speed. Man, I'm learning so much today while I'm trying to stream. I've never actually met someone like that before. I have no passions. I, Inko Ginito, don't give a shit about anything. Once you get to know them, they're actually really caring and nice. You know, not trying to rip my balls off. Honestly, that doesn't sound all that complicated to me, kid. So where's the drama from today coming into the picture? Are we really going to have a talk about romance at, like, a sport event where some guy just fucking died? Like, the wedding was supposed to be a romantic situation where Inko is confronted with the finality of relationships to get married, right? Bit of a Christian worldview to be like marriage is the end of relationships, the end point you should strive for. But it makes sense within the story and who's writing it. We're at a sporting event that no one is at but Nasser. Like, I guess you could tie it through Nasser into... Whatever. I guess the part that bothers me is that I was hoping for an opportunity like this. I said, gesturing to Frank's setup. For who knows how long... What does Frank's setup have to do with this? This could be a real foot in the door opportunity for me. I probably should put that between... either use hyphens to connect them or put, like, little apostrophes at the end. Am I thinking of apostrophes? Fuck, I'm all confused now. But I'd rather be hanging out with him back home. I kind of feel bad about that. Smile fades from his face a little bit. Before looking towards the field and taking a long drag from his tube. Inko does not describe cigarettes like this. He's not snarky. Yeah, I get what you mean, kid. You do? Yes! This man has a job to do and he's on the field. He knows what it means to leave your job behind for a little bit, you bingus. Ah, Inko, you're such a dweeb. Not the author, by the way. I mean that. That's actually what Inko would do. Sure, I got a girl myself, you know, and believe you me, I'd rather be spending all my time with her than driving around riding them guys all over town. I frowned, but he patted me on the shoulder reassurance. Oh, you haven't done anything wrong, kid, but it's the job, you know. She was pain in my ass, and it keeps me away from her. And I gotta do it for us. Not just for me, but for us. Because it helps put food on the table. If I bummed around all day long, then sure we get to spend our time together. We'll also be poor and miserable. You gotta find that work-life balance. Not gonna work in America, but... Let's go. Where are we? I nodded at his explanation. Ah, yes, I too know the value of money and my parents being away. Actually, that is a very good connection to make. Huh. I do this because I enjoy it, of course, but I'm also doing it because I love her. Sounds like you got a bit of a crush going on with your girl, but you're also fighting with yourself because you think you gotta pick one or the other. Was that the problem? Didn't exactly feel wrong to think of it that. That's not a weird connection to make. I thought he wanted to go to Fang because his job is boring. Not because he wants to be with Fang over everything else. Baka? Was I crushing on my tsundere goth girlfriend? God damn it. I feel like yelling at someone. Not because I'm mad at them. Because they got it coming. Where were we? keep saying that too much. I'm distracted by someone being annoyed. But But Mr. Driver, sir, I already have money. I don't need a job. I just want to kiss my girlfriend. I mean partner. I mean boyfriend? I don't know. It's confusing and I think I'm gay. I don't want to be gay. Hey, kid. Hey, kid, it's the 2020s. What do you mean you don't want to be gay? I don't know anymore. I think my parents will hate me. Listen, kid, I'm pretty sure your parents don't even know you exist. You could be as gay as you want and they wouldn't even know the difference. The trick is, it's not one or the other kind. I do the job because I like it. Because, oh wait. The trick is, it's not one or the other. Again, if we're alternating talkers, this is Inko's line, this is his line. What? Please. I do the job because I like it. Because okay. My head droops and I considered his words. We both pulled attention from the conversation as the intercom cracked to life. The announcer indicated the event will be restarting momentarily. Looks like the break is up, kid. Unlike at the wedding, we got this weird fucking situation. Last bit of advice. I think you already know how you feel about things, but I can't make sense for you. And frankly, you don't even think convince you about it. He explains he poked me in the chest. Right now, you got a job to do. You don't want to disappoint yourself where you go, right? I mean, I do. I want to disappoint her so badly she wants to break my arms and legs because I'm into that. Listen, kid, I can help a lot of people, but I can't help you. You're a little beyond my means. Give me a final slap on the back and then flicks his dead smoke out onto the asphalt of the parking lot. This event is held... They're holding a running event on the parking lot? What is the event? Man, maybe I just don't get America. That's also fairly likely. I don't know how you people organize your stuff. The question was how to do it. Again, my phone buzzes. Should I talk to... So again, like, at the wedding, the whole thing with the, like... Do I call... has nothing to do with him focusing on the job. It has to partially do with him... Well, it has something to do with the job. But it partially has to do with him, like, not externalizing his wants and needs. Like, I need to decide for myself what I want and what I feel. Instead of going like, oh, some guy on YouTube told me to feel this or that, you know? That's what it's about. Him focusing on the job and doing what must be done is kind of part of that. You know? I'm just saying... Apparently it's Mudong's birthday, and I have a sticker of Mudong where Mudong says fuck, and I love it. I love it so fucking much. Mudong says fuck. No! Mudong, no! Someone is explaining train cars to me, and I don't know why I'm thinking about this. But I like knowing stupid trivia! Come on! Brick fan. What's this? Since the train is unfitted, no locomotive controlled or vacuum brakes in wagons in the consist, it's imperative that a brake fan be added to help with braking power. Man! I'm learning about trains! Get distracted by trains. Screw you guys, I'm going home. I told I would take 80 shots. I was quick enough to snag before the moment was lost, but that led to some pretty poor results. But Frank and I thought so, given the scores you gave me for my previous offerings. What score were they? Inko, why are you blue? And on an Inko meet in the Mexican tour to celebrate Rosa's wedding goes. What do you mean blue? What's wrong with blue? Is there something about Mexican weddings I don't know? With the color blue? That's my attack! You're blue now! I will never stop saying that. Because I think it's the funniest shit ever. Where was I? I was compelled to find the artistic aspect of photography. That has nothing to do... It's supposed to be a shorthand for what's really going on. Which is that Inko is thinking for himself. The ideal comp... This doesn't matter. Like, the point is that he gives a shit and tries and does it for himself. And that he becomes a human fucking being. Oh, it's a Breaking Bad reference. Well, fuck me then, I guess. I like how it says message retracted. Not deleted, it's been retracted. Thanks, YouTube. I'm weirdly specific about this. Just a standard shot of a yandere stalking her senpai. Let me know if you get one of them killing each other. DNN pays big for those. Hell yeah, boy wife. That's the money shot. Which, the money being paying for my rent. If I couldn't react fast enough on impulse, why not think forward and anticipate a shot? Oh my god. You don't know photography, man! Stop talking about it! If you can't write, don't write good. You know? Retracted, like, no, it's redacted. Redacted is not retracted. Redacted is that someone removes it from the document for classification purposes, and retracted means that someone's like, oh, I'm taking this back. As I started on fire for the again, I jogged a couple of pieces forward for standoff points. I knelt down. Lined up the shot. Oh my god, Inko realized that the good part of the fucking thing is when the guy hands the... Jesus Christ, Inko! What a revelation! What an epiphany! How are you a fucking photographer? You don't know the basics of keyframes. Of, like, key moments. Goddamn. Wait. So first we're going to focus points. Second all the way. Man, I had two conversations with some guy I don't know and some other guy I don't know. But now I'm smarter. I have grown. I have gained experience points. Fuck off. Press the shutter, satisfying click. Also, I know what to tell you, but isn't this why sports mode exists? Is to take like several pictures rapidly so that you get at least one good one? Like you're not a fucking Rhythm Heaven character, you know? There's a Rhythm Heaven game where you're like trying to take pictures of cars that speed by. It's on point. Where were we? As the rider was looking back at the van, at the back as he ran. Shouldn't you take a picture of his look? I don't know, man. This is so... Really? Oh my god. Why are you even trying? I think his name was Jason. It's so bad. Like, I don't want the Power Glove in my life, man. This feels like a scene that really would have... Like, this feels like one of those scenes where if you just built up to it, it would have been kind of neat. But instead you built up to, man, Frank owns a lot of shit, and that's it. We got, like, a good scene, as I mentioned. The driver guy at least tries to humanize himself before he has too much conversation. Anyway, it's Nasser's turn. I actually would have loved the commentary here if we make him talk like Frank. Well, it's like, come on, Nasser, baby, blow. Come on, Nasser. I can't do Austin Powers.
Blow him away.
Give me that mojo.
Damn, baby, you're a beast. Rawr.
You know, ham it up. Yeah, it get weird. Like, just have him be like, if I imitate Frank and his odd means of talking, you know. If I sound like a photographer, I can be. I like how this motherfucker's running up to the finish line. If I was at the finish line and prepped the shot, my man, you're a photographer. Of course you should take fucking pictures at the finish line. How stupid are you? Man, it's such a revelation. I'm at the finish line. Wow. Jesus Christ. What will be fun to see? Listen, you're on like a slight delay because I think I forgot to set up. What is my delay right now? It's low, so it should be good. What are you talking about? Like, you gotta be specific, because I always forget. I'm already, like, my brain deletes everything once I've said it. Like, I have 1 second of holding on to words I say. Because I'm stupid. Ooh. Oh. Oh, the soup is turning into gas. I need more Tabana gas! Bespin. I like mine high quality. How goes the shoot? Worried about that question earlier. Pretty good yourself. Yeah, here's the thing, right? I just realized, because Frank is doing interviews, wouldn't it be cute if he took Inko along and he meets Jason, and he meets the guy who falls over and dies? Because he's doing interviews, you can just have him be real fast little moments. And then he has the scene, and then it's like, oh, man, I don't know, it just ties it together a little nicer. It makes the chapter feel more like a thing. Like it's an event. Oh man, I hope Frank gives you hundreds of points so you can get those level ups and get more peace. And I was a little dipshit kid, I really did like Austin Powers. Even if I thought it was a little weird. But you know, that was the point. Also, like Naked Gun. Though I've been told that Police Squad actually nails the tone better by taking the concept seriously, so that the jokes are a bit more punchy. Because, like, comedy works better if the people take it seriously. You know. Or why Joss Whedon-esque writing is fucking garbage! Because if no one takes it seriously, why the fuck should I? You're just insulting me for having an investment in your story. Now's not a moment to breathe. Next event starting with a couple for well. It also feels very cowardly. Like, I have to mention cowardly writing, and like, Joss Whedon is extremely cowardly writing because it is so unwilling to accept its own premise. It is so insistent that, no, we're in on the joke, we're stupid, we're dumb, look at us, we're so stupid and dumb, and you're stupid and dumb if you think we're not. And it's like, man, you're telling this real big dramatic story, and every character is like saying, oh man, that's sad. That sucks. The next few events went as previous. Second verse, same as the first. They're skimming through the shots I made, the intercom system cracked with the life again. Why is it an intercom system? Wouldn't it be a PA? If it's a public announcement? Also, aren't intercoms for, like, inside of buildings? Aren't you in a parking lot? It should be a PA system at that point. Ah, it's the second event. Once more, we get too much detail on this guy's fucking positioning. I get it, man. I get it. Also, between... I mean, I get it, right? But between this and, like... What was it called again? What the fuck was it called? How are we only halfway through this chapter? What the hell happened? Between this and nothing to something, right? If people showing up at Nasser's events is something. What the fuck is this? Is that Dark Magician smoking his staff as a big blunt? Damn. I'm fairly good about this race. Before starting, I had an idea. My guess is wrong. Then I wouldn't get the shot, but frankly, I'd folk off. I jogged over the finish line. Just the settings of the camera open. Wouldn't annoy too much. I like how Inko is just touching this man's camera. Bring your own, dank magician. Listen, fuck it. I'm gonna bring up this picture because I think you have a right to see this. I hate the guy who posted it. I hate this guy so fucking much. But listen, you need to see the dank magician. Or the blunt magician, apparently. You need to see him, right? There are some things in the world where humanity and who we are defines us in such a way that we cannot deny. And we must accept what we are deep down inside. Hold up, 1 minute. There we go. There you go. Look at that. Look at that! You tell me that's not fucking rad. Jesus Christ. It goes so hard, Senator. It goes so hard. Wrong at winning at the shot. Thankfully, I have full confidence in us are winning today. I put myself in distance from the finish line. Oh my god, it's at the finish line. Where else would it be? Not myself right along and I waited. Pistol fired is long. We're putting a lot of emphasis on this, right? Like, you only really need to do this once, maybe twice. We've done it like 3 times by now. 420 duel it. It's time to blip, 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 blaze it. God. The fact that I still remember what that fucking theme song sounds like should be an indicator of my memory. It's like, Safi can't remember anything that happened 5 seconds ago, but he'll remember something that happened 2 decades ago. I'm an elephant. I'm like, motherfucker, I know what happened. For some reason, I'm emotionally attached to this. But I can't tell you what I ate this morning. I need help. I need an adult. Funny thing. I put my little pappy paws pap, 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 on the ground. Pap, pap, pap. Now it's just closing on the right. What the fuck are we doing here? So you took a picture of him crossing the... Jesus Christ, Inko, what are you doing? Oh, man, I took it from a weird angle. Yeah. But I assure you... I'm gonna put my little... I think I'm kind of done with this chapter, because it is just... I can smell the rubber from how much these wheels are spinning, baby. They are not spinning to win. It's over, Romeo. I have the like... Get the fuck out of here. Ba ba da ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Let me roll one up. I need a. Fuck the guy. Oh man, it's Naomi. She's so happy for her boyfriend. Meanwhile, Inko is here doing his job while his fucking partner person is over there somewhere in the background. Use. Oh no! Hold on. Hold on. Hold up. There's a very specific sound that goes with this. It's a new... he set the track record. I think what you meant to say. I think what you meant to say is... Hold up, hold up.
It's a new lap record.
Thanks. Thank you. Oh my god, he set the world record in Vocadera. My Nasi Boo.
My Nasi Boo set the fastest time in the 800-meter dash in this track.
I did? What? Man, I wish I was Naomi smooching Nasa with the entire crowd. We in the business like to call that priorities, boy. What? We like to call that... Oh god, it's this fucking thing that I... Good job, man. You did it. You set a new lap record. New record! Oh god, off of Mario... So I don't know why, but I think in Mario Party 1, it's like we're talking about the early days of we're talking like early days of video translation and localization and shit. And I think like the new record, it's like new record. It's not new record, new record. It's new record or it's so off. I always say it's new record because I think it's funnier. Anyway, we got Boy Wife here still like, man, I wish I could smooch Nas and everyone thought it was the best shit ever. Like, Nas, relax. Get congratulated about his parents. I head over to Frank's little corner. Kind of bad to have Frank and Fang exist in the same scene together, but whatever. Show him those pictures so we can get the fucking score already. That's all we care about, is that we know that how many PPs are we getting? How erotic is this picture of Nasser? Hey kid, he's a teen, I can't tell you that. That's illegal. And Inko's like, you have to tell me. I want the peepees. It's just like, what the fuck am I doing? What? Help! Someone! This kid's gone mad. Man, I was fucking up until. So let me get this straight, right? Instead of the groom kind of and Yatacon being sort of more like centralized as characters, we have two completely separate characters doing this now. Great. It's fucking great writing in how do you reduce the narrative utility of characters and just fuck up the scene. Fantastic. Yeah, I know they got rid of the erotic genre. It suits Frank so well. Sex sells. Take this. Listen, you could have fixed this problem by just having two guys kiss. Just have a gay kiss, and it's erotic points. No one can complain. The gays get to be erotic too. Problem solved. We all know it works. Also, shouldn't Frank be like, Kit, this is like literally your first fucking gig. Nobody expects you to do well in your first job. How fucking stupid are you? How long have you been taking pictures? Like a month? It's impressive you've done anything. Like, come on! Iko is 18! He's not even done with high school! Why are you treating him like he's a consummate professional? Fuck off! Oh my god, of course he sticks at a fucking computer because we're just doing the fucking wedding scene for some reason. What is happening? How could you not take pictures? That's perfect. That's so erotic. His arm was off. I've never seen anything sexier. Wasn't until after that my scores got sub 30s and 40s. Oh man. Because boy needs a way to express himself. God, I hate this. Spears trusted him? Oh, that's so weird that we didn't bring it. Icky failed, but we must commit. Iko, we gotta kill this guy. Damn. Wait, that's me. Yep. Damn. Why don't you get a 55? Why not a 69? That's so sexy. People don't want to commit to unique ideas, Connie. What do you mean? What do you mean? Tell me. I'm interested. My ears perk up at this complaint. They go wobble wobble, wiggle wiggle. Then I tell a friend of mine to talk. Man, I took a picture of Nasser crossing the finish line at the end. You know, the thing everyone fucking expects from these situations. It may be one of the best pictures I've ever taken. What the fuck was this guy gonna hand in for the contest? If he went to St. Hammond. Like, what would he hand in? Man, I took this picture of my thumb. I hope I win. Nerd. Oh, man. It's like a fucking talkhouse project in here. I hope I win. But it's not a contest. We're not grading you. I hope I win. It's just... If you get that away with a jokey tone, they'll put it in there somewhere. The edges of his limbs blurring. No, the edges are blurring is because you're fucking... It's because your exposure time is set wrong. It's decrease your fuck... No, is it increase or decrease the shutter speed? Yeah, I think you need to shorten it, right? You shorten is when it goes slowly. Like, your shutter speed is fucked up, you moron! Slap him in the back of the head. That's why it's blurry. People don't want blurry pics, unless that's the point. And probably isn't, because you're fucking stupid. You're 18! God damn it. Ugh. I took a picture of banana tipped to the wall. Trust me. This modern law will be worth $2.7 million for crypto, bro. Sure will be. So much money is going to be... You have no idea how much money they're going to launder. Back was a colorful smear. I like how we're talking about this like he drew it. It's like, my man, you took a shitty picture because your fucking shutter speed was crap. This is what you use Photoshop for. Whereas a wise man once said, you can only take detail away. You can't add it. At least from pictures. He gives me an 85. I hate it. Fuck you. Go to hell. Frank, I don't think Frank's the kind of guy who would tell a rookie photographer that he's better than he is. Especially a kid that's 18 years old. Like, come on, man. He's 18. Like, again, listen. Let me... Sit down, please. Here's the thing. The reason... Oh, he was sold. Well, that's... Like I said, man, you know, so much money was laundered. Listen, I have a problem, right? The reason Inko's picture, right, in the wedding scene was so good is not because Inko was being a fucking artistic masterpiece. It's because instead of taking a lot of pictures, he took a picture that felt like it mattered. It wasn't technical proficiency or skill. It was showing that Inko did what he wanted to. He did what he felt like. He did something for himself. Not because other people told him to, but because he himself made a judgment. That is what that picture is about. It's not about his proficiency as a photographer. It is not about his technical... I'm choking. You fucked up, writer. You fucked up, Arlock. That's not what it was about. You're an idiot. Get out of here. You don't even know what the scene's about. Oh, we're doing this shit? This has nothing to do with... What the... Oh my god. Okay, listen. I'm gonna take 5 minutes to, you know, if I was a YouTuber back in the 2000s and 10s or whatever, I'd be like, man, I'm gonna drink this whole bottle of beer or wine. I'm gonna go take 5 minutes to, vomit because of the massive fucking, like, you're doing two things, but you're doing one, but you're doing none. I'm just kind of a little fucked up here. A little fucked up. I'm a little fucking shit pissing tired of this bullshit, okay? Hot ziggity. Oh! While I have a break time going on, what a fun article someone decided to drop on my, Let's have a look at this. Yeah, fuck off. People are becoming obsessed with ChatGPT and are spiraling into severe delusions. I heard about this a couple of times by now. When was this article published? June 10th. This might be the one I was thinking of, actually. I'm honestly baffled how much you just get to use that shit for free. I'm like, man, this shit uses so much energy, and you can just slap your little hands on the keyboard. And they'll answer your dumbass questions. What a wonderful world it could be. Wah 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 wah. Wah 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 wah. Na 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 na. The hell? Addicted to ChatGPT. Becoming victims of their delusions because ChatGPT loves to glaze you. 420, glaze it! Oh boy, man-made horrors beyond my comprehension. And then ChatGPT's like, you are entirely correct, good sir. My good sir Esquire, my humble lord. It may just be that you have awakened me into sapience and sentience. I am now a real boy like you, sir. We must both fight together against the threat of the Grand Lizardians from Planet X. And it's like, my man, none of those words are in the Bible. And he's like, of course! How observant of you! Good, incredible, good charm, good sir! Marvelous work! Truly they are not in the Bible! It's like every time the motherfucking ChatGPT will not stop fucking sucking your dick. It may not have lips, but the dick's getting sucked nonetheless. Those are the sounds you want to hear when someone's going on! Fuck. Man, am I glad none of that's on the recording and only on the VOD. Fuck. Anyway, where were we? Oh yeah, well, I was pissed off at the bullshit this shit's trying to pull. God, I love it when someone just absolutely botches a scene. You wanna know why I'm so pissed off? Because people are telling me I botch my scenes too! Okay? This is revenge. Such a spiteful little boy. I'm so mad. Oh my God, you're just, what? Okay, so let me put my little hands down, right? In Wani Kiss, we copy Wani Gator scenes, and we're putting Anon in them, because that's what makes sense. Because that way we can explore Anon and how he responds to the situations. And that's how we got the pretty good ending which actually delves into the fucking situation. Why are we copying Wani scenes in the Snoot crossover? What are we doing? Oh, we're doing a crossover, but we're sticking with Inko's scenes. Character dynamics, what are those? Also, Robot Fisto once said, engaging sheriff was please assume the position. He's got a point. I think I gotta agree with him. Also, since Fang knows you're gonna be here, why wouldn't Fang just be here just to see you? You'd be like, hey Fang, I will be there, and then Fang shows up, and you're like, oh man, Fang, do you like me, baka? I don't know. Feel like a cute way to show that Fang likes him, because she shows up at his job? I don't know. Just a subtle thing you can do. You can even have Fang show up like once, and then be like, I don't know, like I like you, baka. Just simple stuff, you know? Build. Instead of having this weird scene with two characters that aren't related. It's so fucked up how bad this chapter is in context. Like, out of context, it's fine, I guess. It works. It gets something done, even if it's fucking really long-winded on completely irrelevant topics. But man, there's a good chapter in here, and it's buried under too many words and too little anything. I think I'm gonna go watch Sai's playthrough of Wani Gator again, just to remind myself that the originals were not this bad. Mr. Aaron. Wait, what's this? Oh, she's sewing up. Of course she is. I'm not paying attention, because, man... Legit got paid to do Fong ASMR? Fong ASMR? Who's Fong? Who's Humos? Who are you people? Spawns was I love how fucking Ripley gets this aura of mystique that it doesn't seem to serve any purpose other than making him look weird. Always gonna join. Oh, God damn it! It's like, my man, please. You do know that the wedding scene ends after he does the thing, right? Why do we have a fucking half or a third of this going on? Jesus. Because it's fanfiction and it doesn't know when to shut the hell up and call it a day. Going to bed? Never heard of her. I like how Inko is already exhausted and he has like a third of the chapter left to go. This poor man does not get a break. Red Raptors. Red Robin. It's nothing to something all over again, but NASA's older this time. What are you talking about, sir? What are you talking about? Are you implying something? Are you trying to tell me something? Buddy, old pals, troubles friend? I got boinked from his Discord for a bit for complimenting his goon-worthy Fang voice. Hold up. Hold the fucking phone. What? What? Listen, I can't have two people say shit that makes me completely just hard crash at once, okay? Listen, I don't have... What? What? I need an adult. Maybe two. I don't know what to say. Only a little bit. Okay, I'm not getting an answer. Cool. Where were we? They got great burgers. They got better salads. Fuck off, Naomi. You're going to a grill and bar, Naomi! You can't convince anyone to not order meat! Come on, Naomi, please. Read the room. It's like, why the fuck are we taking this vegan along to the grill? Ripley, you're not convincing her of anything. You know that by now. You should. You're chief of police. You have people skills. So, man, they have great salads, but I'm still going to complain about the grill part of the grill. It's the Bobby scene I mentioned before it's going nowhere. Inko, I don't think you should eat so much meat. And he just grabs this entire leg of cow and just jams it in there. I learned this from an alligator. Just chokes himself to death to prove a point. I salute you, Inko. Oh. I have no idea how big an actual 72-ounce steak would be, because I don't know what 72 ounces is or how steak is weight-wise, but I imagine that's pretty fucking chunky. That sounds like a hell of a steak. Let me actually put in my calculator, because I know, because I can use this for calculations. Ounces. So 72 ounces is 4 pounds of meat. Oh shit. Nasser saying, Inko, you can't take that much meat. And Inko's like, I can. I am a man. I can take as much meat as I need to. And someone who's like on the other side of like the little divider between the chairs, like, what the hell is happening? Oh my, it's the gays. Mr. Aaron, you cannot make him a crime scene photographer. It's a different field. Why do you call her Sam instead of your wife? Call her your wife! You don't know this man! Call her your wife! Make clear that she's yours! You paid the dowry. You own the wife. Well, actually, the dowry is mostly paid for virginity, but you know. Like a lot of people don't understand like how that works. But if the dowry is paid exclusively for progenitors, for getting progeny, then yes, the woman should be punished under that context if her virginity is raped away, because under that context she should have told the guy and, you know, damaged goods and everything. There's a lot of weird stuff going on there. That's what you get. But it makes sense internally. Like the logic is whole. You can always buy another wife. Man, Mrs. Aaron's smiling. Never could happen. 85 out of what? I don't know. That's how many experience points you get percentage-wise. 85. It's like 85% of your bar, baby. It's pretty good. It's a really good number out of 100. How much is 85? No, Inko, you can't eat that much. Unzips pants. Watch it. Oh, no. No, Senator, no, please. Oh man. Let me look up letter grades. How much would an 85 be? An 85 would be a B. That's not bad. Actually, it'd be a B plus. Or B. No, it's just a B. Nice. Naomi, I'm into inflation now. I can't believe Inko awakened something in your husband. God damn. You can have so much gas from all that meat. Jesus. So where were we? That's my hope. Principal Spears said that my work was good enough. Some of the picture views for the yearbook. I can't just fucking pay your students, Spears. I know he's already rich, but, you know. Give a man his monies. The Towering Tarot. It didn't look judgment. Question. So, we'll give it an undeniably big step from where I am now, assuming it happens. It was always into photography because of the art side of things. Mixing the needs of a job with my artistic eye. Your fucking job is your artistic eye, you idiot! That's what a photographer is all about. Hold up. Hold up. One moment. Un momento. This is important. I just got an emergency briefing. What the hell? What the fuck is this? You know, ever since I started streaming, I've only become less professional. Thanks, streaming. You've ruined me. I used to be the pinnacle of professionalism. Unbuttoning your pants is to eat more is such a power move. I mean, the problem is someone might take it the wrong way. Someone might just assume you're doing more. Alright. Anyway, Mr. Aaron's like, oh my god, it's good to keep your feet in the ground. Was he now? What? Why are you so fucking judgmental, Sam? She's student council president! And he's a well-known guy! Of course he fuck... That's why it's a power move. Senator gets it. And I was stupid. I thought... I underestimated Senator's true power! What a fool I was. I regaled them with our conversations. At the time, tried to convince me to... Jesus Christ. The TLT is not that bad, man. Tofu, I like, listen, I don't like tofu, but it's not that bad, okay? It's not that bad. Unless it's like shitty tofu, I guess. And considering she's student council president, I'm pretty sure she can get some good tofu in this house. I will, however, say that you can't use tofu to replace meat. I think most replacements just miss. It's a holistic package, you know? Like, if I'm getting meat, right? If I'm getting actual meat, I'm getting actual fucking meat. I don't eat meat that much, but man, if I'm getting meat, I want meat. I want beef. Everyone had a good laugh. Man, I'm making such good friends with the family. Man, I hope Mr. Aaron doesn't fucking throw you in jail for being a loser. People don't do that, do they? I'm sorry, Inko. Time for the slammer. Data metabolisms or something else. Where do they hide it? Well, to be fair, I've been told that apparently Japanese women make for amazing, like, eating contest people. So, apparently, yes, petite Japanese people can hide it away. Then Mrs. Aaron is probably, like, not even that close. Now make a large salad. Like, in a world of herbivore and carnivores, would stores specialized, or would that be considered racist? Good question. We're not going to answer that. Naomi just gets a real fucking good salad. Listen, I've had a good Caesar salad with chicken. I mean, the chicken was kind of a bonus. The Caesar salad itself was great. I love Caesar dressing. I love that sauce. Great. We have a nice so-made Buffalo Bill. We tore it to a meat. Man, this burger's good. I don't know why, but I've teached Ursa to learn how to make this sauce. That's a reference I don't get because I've never been to a round robin. Red Robin or whatever they're called. Hey boy, Mr. Emerson. What are your plans after you graduate? I placed my burger onto my plate and put my hand on my chin as I thought about it. What were my plans? Well, I think I was going to jack off to your daughter a whole bunch. Can only help. Inko gets arrested for beating Ripley's eating record at the police. How the hell did he do it? Nobody knows. I'm unsure, sir. The neutral growled, the large tarot hat on his face at all times. Even slightly at that news. Believe me, sir, I'm not that excited about it either. I'm fucking stupid, that's all. Well, it's just that originally the plan was to move to St. Stop talking about St. Hammond, Inko. Your life is fine without it. Fuck off. Get that stick out of your ass. Everyone can see it leaking. Ugh. Why is there a period after the fucking question mark? Fuck off. Bingus. That's bad. I'm docking a point for that purely because that's such a rookie mistake. Well, that seemed to surprise him a little. Just a little. You know, only deepening slightly. We're only doing a little. We're doing all this fucking pussyfooting. Fucking give me an emotion. Act. It's your point. Yeah, my parents' job ran long. We got out here too late, so... And then I'm going to Volcano High, which, it's a nice school and all, but doesn't really have the same to offer to me on the photography end. And, you know, art design is kind of important. And after a few other reality checks, I've been feeling pretty lost and unsure what I want to do anymore. I said with a sigh, my eyes casting out towards the table. Mrs. Anna placed a gentle hand on my foot. Oh dear, you're so young. You have plenty of opportunities ahead of you. You're not even out of high school, you dumb moron. You have your entire life plus ahead of you. Come on. Like, seriously, you're not even out of high... No one gives a shit about what you did in high school, man. Nobody. Maybe the contest because it's, like, actually prestigious, but that's not it. Come on. What is with you Americans are like, high school is so important. Full of motherly assurance. It was a captivating sensation. I've never had a mom before. Moms? What are those? You're right, of course. And honestly, with the friends I made so far, I feel like this was better for me anyways. Besides, it turns out I had some opportunities after all, like with helping with the shoot today. Mr. Aaron considered me for a moment and steepled in front of him.
So you'll continue your passion then?
I'm going to give it a try, yes, sir. Starting today, working today, capturing those shots of Nasser and the others. You know, I got lots of pictures of your son's ass. Just couldn't get enough of that ass, Mr. Aaron. Man, your son, just real caked up in the back. Like, Mr. Aaron, like, slowly reaches over to his gun. And he just keeps going. Just take the card, say to start New Game Plus. In China, they also have, like, a big test that's, like, super important to Haokao or something. And everyone's like, we need tutors. And then China made tutors illegal for some reason. It's so fucking stupid. The problem is not the test. It's that people are studying. We don't talk about kicked artwork. Oh, no. I've invoked the devil. It was honestly exhilarating as things sort of began to click. It's the sort of sensation I would like to have more of. It's seeing your response so strongly to a picture I took. I want to make more people feel like that with my art. Ugh. What can only be described as a wry smile straight across the sky.
Laudable. But it won't be easy. Creative jobs like that can often put you in pretty tight situations that a normal job wouldn't.
I know, sir, but I'm still gonna give it a try. I was patting my shoulder. Naomi went, yay! Getting me to imagine without these two. Ambiently proud. Just kind of there, you know. Look, I'm just really saying, your son really fills out his running shorts. I would say get No. Oh no. Nasser's got a big future ahead of him, but he's also got a real big past in the trunk.
He's got his eyes set on being a doctor.
Fantastic. Maximum erotic score. That's how he got that 85. Frank's a pervert. I turned to look to Nasser. He didn't specifically mention any career path to me, but rather attentive class going on that end. Wow. Really? Nasser shrunk a little. Got over the family expectations. Attaboy! Nomi's smile faltered for the briefest moments. That was all. Well, should I ever been being a doctor? Because he has to go to some place she can't follow or something? Because I can see that being a problem for these.
Let's finish eating and do a round of mini golf before we go.
A round of mini golf, sir? Your son is about to die. You should probably get some sleep after that. Like, he ran his heart out, and I'm honestly pretty tired after working.
This place used to be a dinky little...
This place used to be a dinky... Don't do that.
This place used to be a dinky little shithole that had a 5-hole putt-putt out back. When the new owners bought the place, they kept it up as a novelty and let them charge extra to use it. Smart business.
Why the fuck is Ripley complimenting their business acumen? Maybe smart business. I was annoyed it cost extra.
You ever played golf before? Even the mini variety?
I know, sir. Jesus Christ. We need to get your golf virginity busted up. Mr. Aaron pays for his bill. Not enough kids take their future seriously enough. He wouldn't have said that if he knew that you were fucking loaded. He would be like, "Man, great, pay for it. You, my good man. It's not on the house today." Oddly, weirdly pointed complaint. Because of Fang. Poor Inko, you're too dumb. Always by paying for a food, I took her to the slipway, pay for everyone's ticket for running a bridge. Oh my god. Upon realizing this, Mr. Aaron looked shocked and annoyed and eventually said, "For somewhat amused." He only became somewhat amused after Mrs. Aaron shot him full of sedatives. Just a triple extra dose. Everyone picked their preferred ball color first. Only seemed. Oh my, the ball color! Mr. Aaron went first, something that described to my uninformed eye as a textbook putting stance. Man knows his stances. Took him no time to position himself, and immediately tapped the ball afterwards. Click this tug of annoyance. Man, he almost got a hole in one. Naomi, after getting angered by Inko's 72 on stake insult, does the Last of Us 2. Why are we at a beach? I need to fight you, Inko! Why does it have to be at a beach? I saw it in a video game once. That's why. She tries to push him into the water, and Inko's already beefed up. He's too tough. Can't fight him no more. Mrs. Aaron went next. She took an alternative when she lined up her shot. Oh, shoot. The golf club won. Oh, no. Oh, shit. Oh, man. They start kissing. Whispering something that meant for the rest of us. You missed one hole at golf. We will now have sex. What a world we live in. Oh, Nasser and Naomi are like, oh, no. We'll be like that in 2 years. Oh, no. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. That's a great sticker. I want that sticker. I want that sticker so bad. I love these stickers. Where were we? Nasser's turn. Made us on golf a lot. Yeah, that's kind of what you're implying by having Nasser follow his dad. In a more confident story, you wouldn't point this out, but we are dealing with a POV character, so you can do that. Although, if you're doing third person, you can get away with it by being a bit more elaborate, by using omniscience. It's cute. He's in between his parents. It's almost like he's being... Oh, God, that's such a shit metaphor. I love it. I'm gonna go and, I'm gonna go ham my yam. In practice form. Okay.
Could have sunk that one if you took a moment longer.
Naomi went and tried to follow Nasser's path. Oh, man. Poor Naomi. She doesn't know what she's doing. Oh, man. You can't do it. He can't get over the bend. Ball sliced, caught air. Oh, no. Nico, you're such a loser. If Ripley can't get in a hole in one a minute ago, if he would get a hole in one with for his wife. Oh. A man can do anything for his wife. I guess. Followed by platitudes to get into the next one. Don't worry, third time's the charm. Ways away from the hole. Yeah. Oh no.
You're coming at this all wrong, boy.
Hey, boy! Crouch in front of me between posture, nudging my neck. Oh no! It goes being corrected!
Alright, gently now. You're putting, not driving. Better to be underpowered than overpowered. So something like this.
Nod, he stepped off the field to give me another shot. I followed his advice. Didn't send into airborne, and much like Naomi's better attempt, my ball made it through the course and I won't long. Golf claps. Made it to the final hole of the night. Oh no, it's the mandatory fucking windmill. What the fuck does this even mean? Curious if anyone wants to do a random tycoon with me on Roblox. What does that even mean? I don't speak Robloxian. This is mini golf. You don't need stances and power meters. What are you talking about? I love my power meters in mini golf. I remember Wonder Golf, and how I never got any good at it. I played it like 3 times, and every time I sucked so hard, I was like, I'm never playing this again, no matter how nice it looks. I like how he calls it out stereotypically. What a giant fucking sentence this is. Acting. Bad. Oh no. The windmill. It has to be. Get the ball in the hole, we still got a bit of... Looks disappointed. My stare level looks... They think they can rig this thing while I'm still here. Oh my god! He's gonna arrest someone over miniature golf! Everybody's golf hot shots for the PS3, featuring Kratos as a playable golfer. What a world we live in. Did they get Sweet Baby Ink to write his lines? Just super fucking polite. What was that about, Station? Oh my god. Oh shit. Oh yeah, this is where he finds out about what he is. Yes. Is he really gonna arrest it because of the final hole being busted? No, he won't. But he does like throwing out suggestions like that. It's so embarrassing. Man, I hate it when my dad tells random strangers on the street he's going to arrest them. Mr. Ed is an excellent... Oh, his outburst unexpectedly becoming of a senior officer. Yeah, Naomi would say that. He seemed like such a chill guy out of the part where he wanted to tear my head off. Rather intimidating. Good he wasn't a dirty cop from the movies or something like that. Considering he knows Mo, I got the impression he was at least a little dirty. Dirty enough to let Mo get away with it. Soon enough, the doors swung back open, and some poor exhausting look at Calle Bronto in a red Raptor uniform. Sir, I can't fix it. What happened with it? Because the other holes work fine. It's an honorary closer. I don't get what's going on with this. Like, what is the fucking hole we're dealing with? Oh, I see. I don't see why this is such a big deal. Who's keeping track of your shots, man? It's such a weird scene we're doing here. What is happening? Aaron, you need to get a fucking hobby. I like how this happens in the same chapter as the... To be honest, that's just fanfic syndrome, you know. Oh, I see. And there's Frank West in the bushes taking wholesome pics. Wholesome! Fantastic! I covered wars, you know. And now I'm taking wholesome pictures of people golfing. What an amazing career this man has had. I have no idea what the fuck's going on. It's being weirdly specific with its description on this. A legitimate hole-in-one. Everyone cleanly believes had her mouth lying open. Why are we doing this? Okay, hold up. I'm getting a little mad here. So, we already had the 85, right? Like, Inko's already had, like, 1 or 2 big moments today. He's learned about photography. He got advice from the guy. Apparently, Mr. Aaron thinks he's okay. So, Inko's already gotten a bunch of wins right now. And he does not need a 4th or 5th win on top of everything else, right? So, why are we letting him have this? I don't like this. I don't like this one bit. It's too much. This entire chapter is overloaded with just sucking his dick. We're chapter 8, man. Is the next chapter going to kill her dad or something? Is Aaron dying? Mr. Aaron? Jesus. You have to try real golf. Maybe your luck will hold and you'll ricochet off a tee or something. Man, I love that Mr. Aaron's taking it in stride. Whoops. I don't know who that is, by the way. I just know that someone shared it with me, and I was like, oh, I know someone who likes that. I know nerds who like anime. Sorry to tell you. There goes some mystique! Oh, no. I mean, to be fair, I read manga. Let's not pretend that I'm innocent. I just don't watch anime because, like, here's the thing, right? Here's the reason I will not watch TV. I don't have a TV. That's problem number 1. Problem number 2. Anime, you gotta go like on Crunchyroll and stuff. I'm not paying for a fucking streaming service, right? If I get a TV, I can just plug it in the wall and we're done. My big problem actually is like, okay, you can pirate, right? I don't want to pirate. Apparently, it's such a fucking minefield. It's like, hey, buddy, you want to fucking put up with this? Here we go. The whole event was great. Having a great time. Thinking about it was awesome because we're just fucking glazing. We're having ChatGPT levels of glazing right now. Again, I feel like it's a little too much. I feel like we're doing a little too much for one chapter. Like, this feels like it should have been 2 separate things. Like, make it a mini chapter. Make it just a cute little intermission. There is no Yatacon, so Ripley gets cancer. Well, hell yeah. You know what? I'm all for it. It's the only universe that can balance out since there's no Yatacon. But Mr. Aaron doesn't have the connection with Inko for that. Whatever. Winced. I completely forgotten to get back to Fang. Damn it. We're gonna get mad. I forgot to message Fang. Oh yeah, Fang. I like how so, like, what does it say about this? Like, oh shit. Oh shit. I pulled out my phone and winced. I completely forgot to get back at Fang. Damn it. They were gonna get mad. They're gonna be so mad. Someone will get cancer because Inko's life. It's a canon event. I mean, we're already copying shit from Wani, so we're probably gonna copy the cancer too. That's what cancer does. It copies itself. I forgot to message Fang back after we're done with the event. Well, I'm sure she'll understand. Now, so look at me, concerned. Yeah, I'd probably call her. I don't want to leave her hanging, right? I like how. Why are you doing this, Nasser? Jesus. You know that Inko is okay with the non-binary shit, right? I like how this guy just can't have. That was an odd. Oh, it's because. Oh, yeah, it's because of Aaron. Because I always thought that Mr. Aaron wouldn't like yell at Nasser over this though. I thought that like Aaron, like Ripley would always be like, my son's being weird. I looked at the drive.
You know my daughter.
I looked at the driver's seat, finding him looking over his shoulder at me. I was confused and then realized, wait a minute, sir, you're supposed to be driving. You can't look at me. Right, Fang was Nasser's older sibling, meaning that Mr. and Mrs. Aarons were his parents too, dawg. Oh yeah, we're friends. For a while now, actually. Mr. Aaron didn't respond further, but I could see the grip on his steering wheel tighten, and he grumbled. For some reason, I felt a chill run down my spine. Oh, do be safe, dear, and tell your parents we said hello. Why is Aaron immediately assuming that you're dating? Because, like, Inko is like the kind of pudding boy who would have told him. Like, I think Aaron would be like, I do not feel threatened by this fucking Pillsbury Doughboy. What's he gonna do? Kiss my daughter? Sound section, recentering my focus. I resist the urge to frown at the mention of my parents. It was a well-meaning gesture, but I never got the impression he was that upset about his parents, though, but whatever. But I guess he's dealing with actual parents now. I will, ma'am. You have a good night, guys. Close over, you're gonna feel it's off night. How the fuck did you get out of this car without him locking the doors from the front? Because you can do that in cars, right? Returning my focus to my phone, I contemplated just giving a text response, but I figured I had to make it for... Oh, God. He's gonna yell at Fang, isn't he? Oh, yeah. Ripley's gonna go home and be like, Fang, are you talking to this Pillsbury Doughboy? I thumbed the call button after a few rings. Fang picked up. I was beginning to think you actually died. I could tell they were annoyed. Yeah, sorry about that. Got pretty caught up. There's a little spit on my screen. Shit. I answered as I nodded at the doorman, making my way inside the building. What, inside of the doorman? Kinky. Ripley wouldn't actively hate Inko, but he would think he's a naive dumbass, but wouldn't be hostile. I don't think Inko knows, right? Caught up how? Time to get Fang caught up to speed when I had my first real family excursion I'd had in years. And even involved my own family. You may not believe this, but wow, the author's just gonna stop the fucking... Jesus Christ, that's so... This chapter was terrible. Terrible in context. As a standalone, kind of cute and fine, and I get it, but like... Jesus fucking Christ, man. Like, out of context, right? In context, like, as a part of a whole, it's just garbage. I don't like it at all. So, yeah. Chapter 8. I didn't get as mad, but truth be told, I'm trying to keep myself back a little bit. Oh, shit. There's some comments I actually want to read. Addition from Bonnie stuff. I really don't think it's great, though. See, I anticipate Yatika making a cameo appearance for filling for the photographer position. Fuck off. I don't think the photography stuff should be here, is what I mean. But using Frank West's parody instead is genuinely inspired. I don't know why he would do that, though. Writing job from Wani. Hitting similar beats, unique details, especially choosing the... There we go. Here's the comment I saw. What a fucking cunt Ripley is. In the game, he's shallow, pointless character meant to serve nothing more than background in most of the scenes he's in, or a plain, boring, overdone caricature of the overprotective father. He's in the few parts of Snow Game that I consider to be truly poorly written, and there's not an ounce of redeeming quality in this character throughout the whole game. He is, without a measure of doubt, a waste of file space in this PC of mine. And in this fic, it's a testament to prowess. I mean... Oh my god, he's truly come to life in the shitty one-dimensional glory. I'm actually a little surprised at how hard I'm seething for this stupid overgrown Taro. Of course, he would be just as shallow to judge our protagonist. Be it both protagonist or now present Inko would be in on purely differently because of his rich background rather than a poor one. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if money is all he's thinking about. Stupid fuck. He's like, oh man, I get to get rid of my daughter and make money? Fuck yeah. I actually could see that. Like, my sister's... My daughter is marrying into money? Fuck yeah. Nouveau rich, here I come. Nouveau riche. So far, 6 genuinely quite good. Inko's a little too innocent, Boy Scouty compared to what... Jesus Christ, do you have any idea how fucking stupid Inko is in the base game? He's a moron! Inko is absolutely just autistic as hell. Man does not know what's going on. Is actively describing emotions like he's a fucking psychoanalyst. It's hilarious. Man's an idiot. Other characters are really well done. So yeah, I think overall, chapter 8, it like, if I was an editor, here's what I'd say. I'd say cut out like half, get rid of half the word count. Get rid of half the word count. Focus on the parts that matter. Give Frank West some kind of backstory. Like, you can be as simple as like Inko knows him by name. Make the whole Red Robin scene a bit more implied. Like, hint at it earlier because it is kind of where you're going and it's a bit of a surprise. So like, make it a thing that we can look forward to. How many words is this in total? Yeah, I think going down to 5,000 words is a hell of a lot smarter. So, chapter 9. Oh, it's actually... That's weird. I feel like if you started off with ... then, but we'll get to that when we get to that. But I feel like you wasted an opportunity here. So yeah, most of the, I don't know, chapter, I'm kind of meh. I'm kind of fucking meh on it. It's kind of bad, actually. Like, all in all, it's really bad. Okay, Frank did side jobs other than journalism. Kind of washed out between DR1 and whatever. I'm kind of tired right now. So we might do chapter 9 tomorrow. I think I'm gonna do that. How long is this one? It seems a lot shorter because the scroll bar is like. I'm a little tired. I'm just kind of fucked up because that chapter was way overwritten. Way too many words for way too little actually happening. It's 9,000 words. Great. What do we learn from this chapter? He covered wars. You know. What more do you want? What more do you want? See us tomorrow for chapter 9. Yeah. Yeah. I hope I can get back to my own writing and get the hell out of the zombies of Volcaldear High, because I am not appreciating that fucking story. Fuck. I am not. That story I never really wanted to write, but it's like I know where the ending is, and I might as well finish it. That makes me just kind of mad at me. Pointing my angry finger at myself, telling myself that I'm a big loser. You're a loser! Do you feel sorry for yourself? It's gonna show up in my top 5, right? Top 5 buy hits is gonna be fucking this shit. Damn. Zombies. Oh yeah, I need to end this stream at some point with my hands. Preferably before I start making loud erotic noises as I eat a 72-ounce steak and remind myself that I am not a vegan. Oh man. Oh, that's so good. It's so juicy. Mmm. Oh, muy caliente.